Next is the casting. Casting is converting from one data type to another. If I want to convert from one data type to different data type, int to char to float, float to int, something like that, that is called casting. It is just like, let us say you're having some container kind of a stuff. You are having 2 liter container and 4 liter container. You're supposed to put the 2 liter stuff to 4 liter. You can do it. Another way, you want to store the whole 4 liter stuff to the 2 liter container. In that case, you may lose some data. So loss of data will be there. So that is what here we are having typecasting, implicit casting and explicit casting. Implicit is already there, implied casting operation. Explicit is required casting. You have to do. Okay. Now there are different type of another casting is what? Primitive casting and reference casting. Primitive casting, we are having 8 data types, right? 8 primitive types. So we can typecast from a, like from int to char, char to int to float, float to int. That could be. Reference casting, like we're having casting between superclass to subclass, subclass to superclass. So that is called upcasting and downcasting. Upcasting is conversion up the inheritance hierarchy. Downcasting is conversion down the inheritance hierarchy. So casting between primitive and reference type is not allowed. So you can casting only between primitive and only between reference type. And we have to take the help of this bracket sign when we want to typecast. One thing more, if we are having boolean type, that we cannot typecast it. So booleans are not typecasted. And so look at this primitive casting flow. We can say here byte to int. So byte value can store to sort, sort can store to int can long, float and double. And this is the flow only. If this is going on, it is implicit. But if you're changing this flow, I mean if you're going for from int to sort, long to byte something, then you have to do it. So that is called explicit casting and also called narrowing conversion. If you're going implicit, it is a bytening conversion. Why? Because this is having 1 byte, 2 byte of memory, 4 byte, this is 8 byte, again 4, and this is 8, right? So this is the size. Primitive casting rule. So arithmetic, implicit widening conversion, relational, again implicit widening conversion, shift, implicit widening conversion, bitwise, same, assignment, it is same, like that. Logic and all you cannot do, ternary operator you cannot, boolean you cannot, okay. All others it is explicit. Look at here, like one example is here. So sort a is equal to 20, char sex equal to m, byte iq equal to 80, int height equal to 64, distance, some variables are there here. Now what we are doing here, a is equal to 6, 6 is char, age is what? It is a sort type. We cannot store it here, right? So we need to typecast. What I have to write now? So the result will be age equal to, you are storing sex to age, age is sort type, so you have to do like this. In a bracket you have to write sort and then here you have to give this variable. So this is a way to sort typecasting, explicit casting. Next, sex equal to IQ. IQ is what? It is a byte. Sex is a char. So it can take here, right? Similarly, here IQ height is what? It is a int. IQ is byte. So it is a explicit casting is happening here. Height is int. Distance is long. So automatically it will happen because it is a 4 byte. This is a 8 byte. Now what will case in the money and price? Money is double fruit. So this is also implicit casting, explicit casting. So it will not compile here. Now money is what? Double. Sex is char. So it is explicit doing. Some loss of data will happen. This is what casting. So if you're doing this kind of a stuff, it is the explicit. So I hope you understood the operators, like we have understood unary operators, arithmetic operators, shift operator, comparison operator, bitwise, short circuit of and or, conditional operator, question mark and colon, assignment and arithmetic assignment operator. There's a one instance of which help us to check whether the object is belong to this class or not. So let us have a one student class, say S. Now we can check S instance of student or not. So this will return true if it is instance of student. Okay. So in next session we'll see flow controls.